You get a raise. Maybe it's $10,000 more a year. For a few weeks, you finally feel like you're getting ahead. Then you start looking at cars. The dealership doesn't ask whether buying a $65,000 vehicle is a good financial decision. They ask a much easier question. What monthly payment are you comfortable with? And that single question is how a person making good money can drive a beautiful car and still feel broke every month. 7 years. Caveman keep mammoth until mammoth die. Modern man replace truck before loan die. The dealership changes the question. Here's what actually happens in that showroom. You walk in thinking about price. The salesperson redirects you toward payment. It's not a coincidence. It's the entire strategy. Because payment is the number that's easiest to make look small. The questions you should be asking are different. What is the vehicle's total purchase price? What interest rate am I paying? How long will I be making payments? How much will I pay in total, principal and interest combined? What is my trade-in actually worth? And am I quietly carrying debt from my last vehicle into this one? A $700 payment sounds manageable, reasonable even. But $700 a month for 84 months is $58,800 before a down payment, before insurance, before a single oil change. That number changes depending on your rate and terms, but the pattern doesn't change. The payment tells you whether the car fits this month. It does not tell you whether the car fits your financial life. How expensive cars are made to feel affordable. Dealerships have gotten very good at making a big number feel small. The tools are simple. Stretch the loan term. Add a bigger down payment. Use trade-in equity. Apply a manufacturer incentive. Offer a lease instead of a loan. Delay the first payment by 90 days. Or quietly roll your old negative equity into the new loan. Watch what happens to the payment as the loan stretches from 48 months to 60 to 72 to 84 months. It keeps shrinking. Nothing about the vehicle became more affordable. The cost was simply spread over more of your future income. Caveman sees small number each month. Caveman forget how many moons in 7 years. And that's the trap. A loan stretched that long can leave you owing more than the car is worth for years, which means if life happens and you need to sell, you're often paying to get out of the car you already own. The payment is only one part of the cost. The payment is the headline. It's not the whole story. A vehicle also comes with insurance, fuel, registration, maintenance, tires, repairs, the interest baked into the loan, and depreciation happening in the background whether you notice it or not. Someone might say, my car payment is $800, but once insurance, fuel, and maintenance are added in, that same vehicle can easily be consuming $1,200 or more of their monthly income. The exact number depends on the vehicle, the driver, the location, and how many miles they put on it, but the direction is almost always the same: up. The payment is not the cost of the car. It is only the most visible part of the cost. Why higher earners still feel broke. This is where the raise from the opening comes back in. Income goes up, the person upgrades the vehicle, insurance and operating costs go up with it. The new income gets absorbed almost immediately by the new lifestyle, and the person ends up right back where they started. Same financial pressure, just wearing nicer clothes. This is how someone can go from earning $70,000 to earning $100,000 and still feel no wealthier at all. The income increased, so did the amount of it that was already promised to a lender. A high salary tells you how much money passes through your hands. Wealth tells you how much of it you actually keep. The real cost is opportunity cost. This is the part of the video that actually matters most, so stay with it. Picture two people earning the exact same salary. Person A buys a new $65,000 vehicle, carries a large payment, upgrades every few years, and looks financially successful from the outside. Person B drives a less expensive, reliable vehicle, invests the difference every month, builds an emergency fund, and slowly accumulates capital for a house, a business, options. Here's an illustration, not a promise. A $500 a month difference, invested for 10 years at an illustrative 8% annual return, grows to roughly $91,000. Investment returns are never guaranteed, but the money spent on the car is guaranteed to be unavailable for anything else. Your car does not only cost what you pay for it, it also costs what that money could have built. One caveman buys shiny wheel, other caveman buy part of wheel factory. Why we knowingly overspend on vehicles. Now let's be honest about why this keeps happening. Because it isn't pure ignorance. It's psychology. Cars communicate things: professional success, social status, competence, identity, safety for your family, a reward you feel you've earned. Cars are not purely transportation, and pretending otherwise is dishonest. People genuinely enjoy them. They represent progress, independence, and achievement. That part is real. But the problem starts the moment you finance an identity that your balance sheet can't actually support. Once people see you in the new truck, the luxury SUV, the sports car, it becomes hard to step backward. At that point, you're no longer only paying for the vehicle, you're paying to maintain the version of yourself that other people now expect to see. You can look wealthy long before you actually become wealthy. That is exactly why looking wealthy is so expensive. When a large car payment is actually reasonable. This isn't an argument that everyone needs to drive a beat-up economy car forever. That would be a different, much simpler video, and a dishonest one. A more expensive vehicle can be a completely reasonable choice when the payment is small relative to income, high-interest debt is already gone, retirement contributions are on track, an emergency fund exists, you plan to keep the vehicle for many years, the vehicle serves a legitimate work or business purpose, and the purchase doesn't delay anything that actually matters to you. The issue was never the number printed on the window sticker. It's what the purchase quietly forces you to give up. A practical affordability framework. So here's a usable test. Before you sign anything, ask yourself, what is the total price after taxes and fees? What is the total interest over the life of the loan? What will insurance actually cost? How much of my monthly income will this vehicle consume, all in? Can I keep investing and saving at the same rate I do now? Could I still make this payment after a job loss or a major unexpected expense? And then the one that actually cuts through everything else. Would I still buy this vehicle if nobody else on earth ever saw me driving it? If nobody in tribe could see new wagon, would caveman still want wagon? Sit with that one for a second. It answers more than any spreadsheet does. Back to where we started. You get a raise, and the fastest way to waste it is to immediately turn it into another monthly payment. A nice vehicle is not automatically a bad decision, but when the loan is long, the payment is quietly eating your ability to save, and the purchase is mainly designed to impress people who, honestly, are thinking about their own car payment and not yours. The car has stopped serving you. You may be sitting in the driver's seat, but financially, the car may be the one driving your life.